battling for justice, bringing down the house with force. In the shadows of the city where the lights dim low, Captain Karn steps out ready to blow, with a heart made of steel and fists to match. Enemies shudder when they catch his dispatch. He's a knight in the night, rolling deep. Just a sword he's sworn to keep. Captain Karn, he's on the fight, battling wrongs, upholding right. In the streets, he's a justice free. Captain Karn, the hero we need. Never backs down, he's on the front line, facing the evils that intertwine. Corruption's fine, stripping the streets. He tears them down with lyrical beats. A vigilante with a badge of honor, burns the storm, chaos has got her. Boom, boom, hear the thunder roll. Captain Karn's on patrol, rights the wrongs, breaks the chains. In his world, justice reigns. Captain Karn, he's on the fight, battling wrongs, upholding right. In the streets, he's a justice free. Captain Karn, the hero we need. From the depths of despair, he rises high, a beacon of hope under the night sky. Enemies fear when his name is called, a symbol of power on a pole. With every step, he claims the land, justice delivered by his commanding hand. So when you're lost and the nights are near, remember Captain Karn, let out a cheer. For justice, for truth, for the right. He's the guardian of the city's light. Hardcore rhythm fading out, justice served, no doubt.
Well, it is about time. It's about time. I'm doing Max Headroom thing. Good morning, everybody. It's Saturday, 8:30 a.m. Mountain Time. I'm not muted. Am I muted? No, I'm not muted. I'm not boomering it, Brian. I'm not boomering it. Not boomering it. I was. The system automatically unmuted. So, how's everybody doing this morning? We have a weekly rundown. There's a lot of shit that's been going down this week. And I don't know. It just seems like too many coincidences based on everything that's gone on. And it's just like, bleh. By the way, there is a open invite link in both of my Discords. So if anybody wants to join in, feel free to do so. If not, it is all right, because I don't know how long this will go. We may go for an hour, we may go for 5 hours, or we may go for all fucking day. I don't know. I am using the new version of NVIDIA Broadcast, so there's going to be a little bit higher GPU usage because it's throwing a lot of AI cleanup into the video and audio. So we'll see how that works out. Anybody doesn't know, last night a medevac, not helicopter, but a medevac Learjet 55 crashed straight into basically a mall parking lot in the street in Philadelphia. The plane was registered as a Mexican national plane. And then just a few days before that, we had the unfortunate crash that happened in DC at Reagan International Airport, just off the Potomac River. 2 aircraft accidents, 2, within days of each other, just after President Trump turns off DEI hires. So I'm a little curious about one of, I don't want to get into conspiracy theories or anything of that sort, but what I do want to get into is the timing of all this. It seems very sus, very suspicious indeed. Including, even mainstream news media out there are like, this does not make a lot of sense. Sadly, there are those out there that are blaming President Trump for it, including one of my own family members, my oldest son, and I think he's a complete idiot for doing so. But you can't change people's minds because they've just gone completely stupid. Let's turn off some of these effects and see if that clears things up a bit. Lowers the GPU utilization down. You know what I mean? Let's take that off. Take that off. And yeah, that's a little bit smoother video. So there, yeah, there's a new version of NVIDIA Broadcast out, everybody, and it is actually pretty amazing. It does this all the same things, but it does a lot more. So if you want to try it, go try it. It's pretty cool stuff. That said, there's also been a number of other things going on as well. And a lot of it I don't quite understand. I mean, you know, I'm just going to show you guys this. Give me a second. I'm just going to show you guys this. This is fucking wild. All right. I'm just going to say it. It's fucking wild. There's no shit like this ever. So this is from about a day ago. Photo from a square structure on Mars posted to Reddit. It is indeed real. The image originates from the Mars Global Surveyor's Mars Orbiter camera. Now, 90-degree angles do exist in nature. Okay, we all know this. However, this is just a little bit odd. I'm not sure what to make of this. 90-degree angles parallel from each other, that's a little bit odd. So, yeah, I mean, if you look, you look right here and right here, and then right up here, you see the same 90-degree angles. That's not normal in nature. Now, because it's on Mars, we don't know. Is this normal for Mars? Hell if I know. But, looking into a lot of the things that have gone on over this last week, one of the things I wanted to bring up is yesterday, the X feed and Facebook feeds and everything else was full of the DC crash. And then after it happened, the crash in Philadelphia. Look at this. It's not trending at all. What is going on here? It's not trending at all, everybody. I mean, look at this. It's not even in the top 10, top 15 pieces of news. Neither one of them. Why would such vital things happen, just tragic incidents, to just disappear out of the news cycle? I don't know. Something is going on in our nation, inside of our borders, that is very, very suspicious. And I can't tell you what it is. I mean, I can get into all sorts of the conspiracy theories that were being thrown around the last couple of days, especially last night after the Philadelphia crash. But I just don't know. Brian says it's obvious. The more people dig into, the more unsavory the more unsavory info comes out for the local folks and try. Well, yeah. And then this is like literally the only piece that came up, and it's tragically fascinating. If y'all didn't see this last night, that's the crash in Philadelphia. And tragically, it took 6 lives. And, the Concerned Citizen is one of the individuals that I don't follow, but I see pop up on my X feed quite often. And it says, this is 4 days in a row now in America. 3 out of the 4 planes have crashed. The 4th injured 40 plus people. And he's right. You don't need to be a conspiracy theorist to know that this is not normal. I actually learned some information last night before I went to bed. I have a friend of mine who lives on the other side of the state in Colorado, over in the Grand Junction area, who flies their jets for a living. And this actually coincides with that military general, or that colonel, whatever he was, that hosted that interview about his theory. Yeah, possibly more. We don't know the status of the people who were near the crash, just not in it. Yeah. I mean, I was listening to get back on what I was saying. I don't want to detract myself from this because it's taken a lot of thought processes today. So I had called up Vlad, and yes, his name is Vlad, and he's American, born here, blah blah blah. And he and I were talking, and he flies Bear jets every day. He's a charter pilot. Yeah, yeah, I saw that, Brian. I saw that. And he said that depending on the avionics, they have new avionics that are in a lot of these planes, not just Learjets, that can be remotely controlled by the tower. And there was one military general with the DC crash that said that Black Hawk could be controlled remotely as well. They couldn't, it's not able to be landed, but it's able to be controlled. So it makes me wonder, and I hate getting into this because so many people have lost their lives, but it makes me wonder a lot of things. And one of the biggest things that it makes me wonder is, are these people suicide bombers? Are they objecting to the DEI stuff? Is the medevac plane, did something happen in that plane that was terroristic in nature? We don't know. Until we, the people, actually get to listen to the black box recordings, we're not going to be able to know much of anything, for that matter. We know people passed away, sadly. We know that Team USA's skating team is short for the unforeseen future. Thank you, Heidi. We have a good chunk of info, but we're not going to know exactly what happens. That's the thing with the NTSB is, in case you all don't know, where is it? In my file cabinet. Shit. In 1999, I got my pilot's license, my private pilot's license. And the goal was, while I was doing IT, was to ferry aircraft back and forth, just as a side job. And because my boss, my good friend Mike, he actually owned an airplane, a Piper Comanche, and that's what I learned with, and I love that aircraft. But so I've been in the aviation world a long time. The only reason I don't have a current license right now is because I can't afford to fly. Now I can't even afford a Southwest Airlines, ticket to get on an airplane. So There's a lot of unanswered questions. Needless to say, there was a number of individuals that were sadly unalived. We don't know what happened to them. I go to your church stuff. Love you dearly, but my gosh, girl, you're just too efficient. Let's take a look at this. Oh, yeah, this is the F-35 Lightning that crashed in Alaska. So we don't know what happened with that one either. That aircraft just literally just whoosh. All righty, Heidi, thank you. But seriously, we are multiple plane crashes within the same week inside the United States borders. That is something so rare that I don't know. Well, I'll be frank with you, 9/11 was the last time that happened. And before that, I don't have any memory of it. I have been around this earth for coming up on 48 years this month. I've never seen anything like this. So the F-35, Brian, the way that aircraft is designed, if they lose power, it's not a plummet type situation. There was something extraordinary that happened. They can glide a certain distance, like about 8 miles, just for the fact that if you control your glide slope, on loss of power, any aircraft with a wing of any sort can glide a certain amount. That thing stalled. It was in a dead stall. It dropped straight to the ground. And the only thing I can conceivably think of is he was in a maneuver and he came up of something of like what I'm doing here. And then the engine stalled and he couldn't get it restarted, which would have put it automatically ass over end initially, upside down, and then it would have done a flat spin. And then during the correction, he got it upright, but he couldn't get anything to happen. So that is the only possible scenario in any of those military jets that I can conceivably think of. Yeah, there's no recovering from that position. A flat stall will, if you don't, if you're a private aircraft, you might as well kiss your ass goodbye. If you're in a military aircraft, thankfully you've got an ejection seat and a parachute. So the medevac from last night in Pennsylvania, in Philadelphia, sorry, that one was even more interesting because there's multiple angles of it coming in at a high glide slope. Now, what was interesting about that is the FAA reported that the plane crashed roughly 30 seconds after takeoff. And talking to my friend Vlad, who flies these things for a living, he says that's impossible at the altitude that it had to have fallen from. So it comes down like this, and then immediately, just roughly a couple hundred feet off the ground, goes straight into a nosedive. Let me bring that one up here. Oh yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, I remember that. But that was in a heavy storm. Well, undertrained is one thing. That I have a it is either willful negligence that is causing these, or it's sabotage in one form or another. Either manual or some sort of automated sabotage with the electronics. Because the video out of DC, you have two aircraft that are flying horizontally from each other. They can both see each other, right? They can see each other. At the very least, the Blackhawks, the Blackhawks said they were running dark, which means no lights, no avionics, dash avionics only for IFR, instrumentation flight. And they hit. And there was over 2 miles of dodge time, according to the videos that have been produced. Oh, yeah, I've been following, a lot of the military aircraft stuff. Yeah, you can see the lights on the Blackhawk. They said they were running dark though. That's what I didn't. There's a lot of things about the DC crash that make zero amount of sense to me. Something just beat on the side of my house. Probably a dog or something. But I'm very analytical when it comes to things like this. Trying to figure out what, when, how, and who. And the problem is out of all of these accidents, every single one of them, nothing makes sense. Not a single thing. I am absolutely flabbergasted. This reminds me a lot of what your work has been, what your work has been like. People make bullshit reasons when they can't explain something. I mean, I'm not trying to create any reasoning at all because it makes no sense. Right now, everything that we know is supposition. It's just based on what we see and what we've read. And we all know that anything you read off the mainstream media is going to be absolute bullshit. It's either too sensationalized to be the truth or it's a fragment of the truth. No, I know what you're saying, Brian. I know what you're saying. I personally feel that everything that has gone on this last week has been more nefarious than we believe. Because the mainstream media is already coming out going, it's all Trump's fault. It's all Trump's fault. Yeah. The officials that are trying to cover their asses before the real reason is discovered. Exactly. I think that this is a coordinated attack, which, whether it's foreign or domestic terrorism, would equal terrorism because it's creating terror in the hearts of the United States. The internet is filled, Reddit and X and Facebook. They're completely filled with people that are, as of this morning, afraid to fly. When flying is the safest method to travel. It's safer than walking across the street. So there's just a lot of this stuff that I'm hoping that Trump will go, all right, we're going to make this public. I'm hoping. And if it starts a world war at this point, so be it. I'm tired of people pissing on my nation. I'm completely sick of it. It is just, I don't know. Things just don't make a lot of sense anymore. And they haven't for a very, very, very long time. Guys, give me just a minute. I will be right back. Make sure I got the right video here. Yeah, I'll be right back.
Gather around the fire, warriors bold. From battles fierce, tales we've told. Blades and shields, our might displayed. Now it's time for a break. Coffee's been made. In the midst of war, we find our rest. A steaming mud is what we love best. Pause the fight, let the storm delay. Refuel our spirits, then back to the fray. Raise your mugs high to the sky, we cheer. Warriors and break our purpose clear. In the heart of battle, a moment we stake for the gods of caffeine. This coffee breaks. Go! Axes laid down, but spirits not waned. In this intermission, our strength maintained. Sip the brew, let the warmth unfold. Fighting hearts, both fierce and bold. Raise your mugs high to the sky, we cheer. Warriors and break our purpose clear. In the heart of battle, a moment we stake for the gods of caffeine. This coffee breaks. Go! Soon we'll return to the clash and the roar. With coffee fueled vigor, ready for more. But now we rest in the sacred rite of Viking coffee break before the next fight. Raise your mugs high to the sky, we cheer. Warriors and break our purpose clear. In the heart of battle, a moment we stake for the gods of caffeine. This coffee breaks. Go! Axes laid down, but spirits not weighed. In this intermission, our strength maintained. Sip the brew, let the warmth unfold. Viking hearts, both fierce and bold. The gods of caffeine, this coffee breaks. Go! Soon we'll return to the clash and the roar. With coffee fueled vigor, ready for more. But now we rest in the sacred rite of Viking coffee break before the next fight.
And we're back. Hey, Surf Brain Carter, FAA rules and regulations. We're paid by blood and failure. I don't understand why others can't understand it, but hey, yes, exactly. But, for the last 20 some years, we've had these DEI hire programs, or they're, equitable hiring or whatever the heck they've called it in the last 20, 30 years. And because of either your culture or your skin color, you got the job before the guy that was actually qualified. Shit like that is what's causing a lot of the issues we have in this country. And we're finding this out. I mean, literally, there's been so many videos that have popped up over, Reddit and X of especially this latest generation, these 20 somethings that are out there, and they go, well, Trump wanted me back to work. I'm going to cry like a baby. Yeah. It's sickening. But I'm going back to some of the newest stuff out here. This is the dumbest thing ever. Actor Idris Elba has proposed the idea of blunting kitchen knives and banning certain types of knives in the UK as a part of discussion of reducing knife crime. Y'all, let me talk to you about this. They say here in the US, we're not after your guns. Guess what? The state of Colorado is. A new bill, the state house, has passed the initial committee hearings to ban all semi-automatic firearms with a removable magazine. You heard me right. All semi-automatic firearms with a removable magazine. And it'll actually get passed through the freaking state house because the Colorado State House is controlled by Democrats, which automatically makes me a felon once it's passed. Because as the bill reads, new or existing, no new sales, and existing firearms. That is going to be interesting. Now, opponents of the bill like myself, there's a bunch of opponents out there. They're really like, well, and I said this initially, it'll go through the state Supreme Court and then finally the US Supreme Court, and it'll get struck down just like every other bill similar to it has. But it's going to take time. In the meantime, I live in a county that is a sanctuary, Second Amendment sanctuary county that does not enforce the state's gun laws. But if they get this passed, what do you think they're going to go after next? So they are coming after your guns. They are coming after your pew-pews, your wireless hole punchers. Consider this, nearly every single shot bolt-action rifle made today has a removable magazine. Consider that. And now they want to ban all sharp knives in the UK. Let's just talk about how effing dumb can we get as a society? Because it's not even the US anymore, it's the society as a whole. And a lot of this is created out of desperation. There is a lot of, a very large amount of the nonsense that's happening that is based on sheer stupidity and insanity. But there are a lot of people that are so desperate out there for the ability to take care of themselves and their families that they're willing to go to prison for it. We have reached an apex in human development that, all honesty, I am not sure we're going to actually be able to surpass. No matter what our glorious president, says, and I'm not a fanboy of Trump, but he is my president. I'm going to respect him in the office that he holds. I don't know about other nations and what the hell they're doing enough to, talk about it that much. But things like this, it seems absolutely stupid. We have lost all damn common sense across the world, not just the US. So I'm flabbergasted at the moment. I'm just like, what is going on? This doesn't make one dang bit of sense. And the wifey says, even with it being blunt, and it can still be stabbed into you with enough force. Anything can. That's the thing that these morons that are like, we got to stop all of this. They don't understand is you can't kill the human psyche. If people are going to be stupid, they're going to be stupid. If they want to do damage and cause the unaliving of people, they will find a way because they have no morality. You know, I have reached a point that I just don't know what to think about anything anymore. And this this is a glorious photograph right here. The photo is a beautiful water flow that just opened in California. Trump says he did it, and he did. He demanded it be opened. 1.6 billion gallons let in, and in 3 days it'll be 5.2 billion gallons. Everybody should be happy because Trump doesn't give a shit about the fucking minnow that's protected in California. Neither do I. And next, she's going to ban sharp sticks. Exactly. Oh, let's ban irons because wives hit their husbands in the head with hot irons occasionally or cast iron pans. Can you imagine actually getting hit in the freaking back of the head with an actual cast iron pan, a nice 10 or 12-inch pan? Holy crap. Now, Wall Street Ape says on this post, we need to hold Gavin Newsom accountable. He turned the water off and made sure California farmland was unable to be used to satisfy his radical environmental agenda. That's a fact right there. You know, it was pretty funny that Newsom was bowing down to Trump on Trump's visit to California last week. And he tried to fight back and he was like, ain't happening. Smack. You've gotten cracked by one falling off the rack. It hurt. Oh, dear Lord. I have dropped one on my foot. That's the worst I've gotten. But if you guys look, this used to be the site of a dam. And it was one of those dams that they were tearing out. And they're just now letting the water run. They had it all blocked up. And I'm going to say this, and I don't care who hears it. I'm going to say this right out loud, and somebody can clip it for all I give a shit. This needs to stop. Everybody goes, oh my God, the United States so damn racist. No, it's not. Yeah, there are racist people everywhere on both sides of the issue. There's nothing wrong with celebrating your history, but how about we just put this into American history? Because it's part of the American past. Why does it have to be segregated? Why can't we have an entire year of celebrating and remembering and thinking back on the rights and wrongs of American history and how to do better? Because here's the thing, folks. When you become an American citizen, all right, Heidi, when you become an American citizen, yes, you stop being the nationality that you were. Yes, you become an integrated part of the American fold. These types of things are what needs to happen. Full assimilation needs to exist again today, like it did 50, 60, 100 plus years ago, 200 years ago. When my grandparents, my great great grandparents came to this country and arrived at Ellis Island, they didn't speak English, but they damn sure learned the language pretty freaking quick because they couldn't do business or trade with anybody without knowing how to speak the local language. I should say great great grandfather because he married my great great grandmother in Phoenix, Arizona, of all places. And she was American Indian and she taught him English. Bobby, you love Black History Month. It's so ironic. It's like, and this frustrates me. We have Bet Television, Black Entertainment Television. Well, guess what, motherfuckers? I like Medea. But my skin color is not the melatonin in my skin isn't black or brown. I like, a lot of them damn shows. Why is it only geared towards just black people? If you want to talk about racist things, that's one of the most racist things ever. Think about that for a moment. Just think about that. Yeah, you don't get to be part of our history. Bullshit. None of my family was ever a slave owner or anything like that. But guess what, people? Guess what? Guess what? I don't care what your color of skin is. I do care what your history is because history is important. So let's stop segregating history and put it all into American history. Now, doesn't that make some fucking sense? And funny thing is the people that advocate for this type of crap in the United States, excuse me, they're like, well, you know, the black folk in the United States, they need this because it's part of their heritage. It's part of my heritage too, motherfucker. It's part of all of our heritage. Bobby says, I got thoughts on all this, but I'll upset everybody. As long as you're not racist, I don't give a shit. I judge people by their content of character. It's like our buddy Brian over there. I don't treat him any different than anybody else. And I never will. Ironically, he's a smartass. And he pulls out the black isms. But do I care? No. Because he bleeds the same color I do. Vulcan green. I don't, when are we as a people going to just stop the nonsense of all this crap? Why can't we just say, this is enough? Why is it that everything that we think and say and do has to be construed in a thought process of your sex, your gender, or your skin color? How about just knock it the fuck off? How about just be a decent fucking human being? You know, here's something they don't teach in fucking Black History Month. And I'll tell you this for fact. They don't teach you that Irish indentured slaves were the first slaves in the United States. They don't teach you that the Chinese came before those that came from Africa. They don't teach you that you could hop on any boat coming to the Americas from England, Spain, or any country that was coming this direction and not pay a dime. However, once you got here, you were indentured until you paid off that debt for the travel. Women were put into kitchens and whorehouses. Men were put to work building towns, farming fields. They didn't have a choice in that. They wanted to come here, so they took that chance. Voluntary slavery, indentured servitude. There were those in Ireland that had owed debt to the government, and they were forced to come here for that. They were bought. Their owners paid their debt, and then they had to pay that debt back to their owner at that point, just like everybody else. How the fuck do you think New York City got built? I tell this to people all the time. Learn your history, because guess what? Without learning from those, from the history that we know, and not always can we trust, we are doomed to make the same mistakes of the past again. Here's something funny, goddammit. Woo! Oh. Let's check this out. Bobby Penis. Let's check this out. Bud Light commercial with Post Malone. This got to be interesting.
You wanna go fishing tomorrow?
I got a colonoscopy tomorrow.
Fellas, I accidentally threw a lame party.
Okay, Ted.
They're on their way.
They're here. You call this a party?
Cul-de-sac party.
Launch. These beers are a metaphor for an invitation.
Is that our leaf blower? Party at the sec.
You are cordially invited to the end of the cul-de-sac.
This is incredible.
Your mower smokes meat?
Oh, a smoker cuts grass.
Hell yeah.
I spent most of my money on this.
New rig? Fully custom.
How many Bud Lights can you fit in that puppy?
As many Bud Lights as it takes.
A lot of Bud Lights. This cul-de-sac's popping.
Bill, get
Heidi's
off the
living
boat.
in the past.
HOA's already breathing down my neck.
So let's just talk about that just for a moment. Before we do, let's read Bobby's comment here. Now they only didn't completely annihilate the goodwill of the American people. I still don't want to be caught holding a Bud Light, though I think it tastes like shit. They do taste like shit. I will take a good old Modelo any day. But why do they think having Post Malone and all these other dudes, on here is going to do them any good to build goodwill with people? Post Malone's a cool dude, but I don't give a shit what he thinks. And that's the thing I don't think they understand is the people that they alienated, we don't care. We give zero shits anymore about what celebrities think. You know? Not that I ever really gave a crap to begin with, but, you know, yeah. Let me open up this other tab here. Yes, Heidi, the semi-auto magazine ban bill is BS, complete BS. Oh, yes, here's a really good story. This is a really good story. Yeah, in Colorado, Bobby, there is, yes. Where I live. Let me share this. Man arrested faces multiple charges after racist tirade on Sullivan's Island goes wild. Y'all, this is nuts. And it doesn't have play. Is that it? That's literally just a picture of the video. What the F? Sullivan's Island, South Carolina, Sullivan's Island Police Department has levied charges against a man who was captured on video harassing a Hispanic man in a racist tirade. Sean Michael Emmerich Johnson, 34, from Hooger, is facing charges of felony kidnapping, impersonating a law enforcement officer, larceny, and fraudulent removal or secreting personal property in a third-degree assault and battery. Oh, the charges stem from a video posted on social media where Johnson is seen removing the keys from the vehicle of the Hispanic men, accusing them of not having a license, mocking them with curse words, and saying, "You're going back to Mexico." I mean, you can't do that without being a law enforcement officer. Johnson was arrested at approximately 10:57 p.m. on Friday, January 31st, after turning himself into the Sullivan's Island Police Department. He was subsequently transported to the Al Canyon Detention Center, where he is currently detained of the above-listed charges. Let's talk about being a dumbass. Bobby, look, I want them out too, but this is, yeah. I mean, don't impersonate law enforcement, people. It's a federal crime. You go to prison for that. I'm just like, damn, son. Let's see here. And this one happened this was posted about 4 hours ago. Share this tab. I want you to look at this walrus looking motherfucker right here.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, brother? How are you?
Yo, what's good? What's going on?
What's up, man? Where you coming from?
What you mean where I'm coming from?
I'm saying, where are you coming from?
My crib.
All right. You didn't get into no argument down there, right? You didn't pass somebody argument?
Nah, no argument.
Nah. You sure? Just coming from your house?
Why you
a knife in the
touching
bag?
me?
Get the
A knife? What? Yo, why you touching my camera?
Okay. Yeah.
Why y'all touching me though?
Stop putting the flash on.
All right, let's pause that for a moment. This is sheer harassment right here. I support law enforcement, but I will call them out, and they know it. Especially the ones in my town, they fucking know it. I will call them out for being stupid. And these New York cops are not just stupid; they're fucking retarded.
Hey, but why y'all touching me though?
We weren't touching you first, so you're putting the light in somebody's face.
What you mean? I got the light
Stop
on.
it. No.
Yo, but why you feeling my egg? Just touch my beef.
Relax.
Yo, what are you? What you mean? What is that, bro?
Stop, bro.
Yeah, but what are y'all doing? There's nothing on me, bro.
You're making it worse than what it is.
You don't have to do all that, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Stop. You don't have to do all that.
All of what?
Stop. Relax. I hope you understand why, man. You slow down. You bang out that pot. You want to make sure everything's hard, right?
Nah, niggas don't need no car, man. Nah, y'all niggas.
That is sheer fucking intimidation and harassment and an illegal search. Because without being detained for a reason, they can't touch you. And just to clarify, there is no such thing as an actual stop and ID state. Every state in this country, officers have to actually have a legitimate purpose for detaining you and asking for your papers. Ooh.
What are you doing here, bro? Get out of my house. Leave, go.
Okay.
Go.
And who are you?
Stop fucking harassing, bro. Leave. You guys gotta go.
So-
You're fucking, you got my door open? Are you guys knocking or are you just trying to knock it down?
Is this your house?
This is my house. I live here.
What's your name?
Don't worry about my name. You gotta get up out of here, dude. It's time for you guys to go.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You guys can leave.
Thank
Have
you.
a good day. Stop trying to break into people's fucking house, dude. I just seen your guy trying to fucking get into my house, bro. What's your name and badge number?
Okay. Have a good day. All right.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Have a good day.
That's what ICE is doing. You guys are so fucking pathetic, bro. You guys
Yeah.
are so pathetic.
What the fuck is
Yeah, get up out of
He was here
here.
earlier.
You guys are
Son of a
clowns. Keep on looking. God bless America, right?
I mean, I agree with whatever legal methods that we need to use to remove illegal aliens from the United States. But here's the thing, folks. It still takes a warrant to enter a private residence, no matter who's inside. That is why generally ICE and Border Patrol will capture illegal aliens at their place of work or a job site or out on a picnic or at a restaurant, because it takes extraordinary effort to go through and get a warrant from a judge to enter a home. We've seen all this. Ooh. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Get your ass out of my store.
Okay.
Unhinged man goes on rampage, insults staff, and then trashes store at Great Clips after being told it was closed.
You need to leave.
Call me sweetie.
Well, it's not a Florida man, but we have California man.
Those big ass, ugly ass glasses on your face. I should knock them off your fucking face.
Hi, yeah, I have someone acting a fool. They just threw a bunch of stuff. I'm at the Great Clips in San.
I got somebody acting a fool. I'm at the Great Clips.
Yeah, he's throwing things at
I
us
can
right
throw more
now.
and more and more. What's up?
Yeah,
What's up?
Jessica.
Learn to be fucking respectful. Don't be disrespecting motherfuckers when they come up in here.
This fucking dude probably grew up in a rich ass Beverly fucking Hills area, acting like he's gangster as shit. Look at this dude. Chat, just look at him. This is absolutely retarded. This fucking guy. I mean, I can almost understand it when somebody fucks up a meal and you start acting a fool like that. But this is Great Clips, where you get a $20 haircut. What the hell? Sure, Frank Cotter coming in with that. It reminds me of Colorado Springs, not gonna lie. Yeah, I can see that. I can honestly see that.
Yeah.
Not that I can.
Baby, I'll wait for your ugly ass outside, fucking dyke. Get my fucking lesbian friends to come fuck your ass up.
The 911 dispatcher's probably asking, what color is he?
You ugly as fuck.
What was that?
You ugly as
And
fuck.
she's gonna, the guy on the phone's gonna say, fake black.
You should kill yourself, bitch.
Because he's trying to act gangster.
He's acting like he's psycho. What was that?
Oh, she put down her weapons.
Like white
Go
or
get a tan. Go get some fucking bow ties, you ugly ass bitch. Fucking dyke ass haircut.
25 to 30.
Yeah. Bitch.
Oh, that's assault, motherfucker. You going to jail.
Shut the fuck up.
Are you really that mad right
fucked
now?
up.
What?
Bitch. Don't be
He's
fucked up.
throwing
Shut the
things
fuck
at
up.
us and threatening our lives. So yeah.
Son, you going to jail.
What was that?
Come step
No, I
outside.
cannot.
Come step
We have
outside.
customers in the store.
Catch me outside. Catch me outside.
I'm so sorry, you guys. Do you have your...
Wait, did he leave? Is our entertainment over? Oh, wait. Well, they won't catch his ass outside, literally.
Yeah, I have a video of him. I'm locking the door, sorry. That's his car.
Sure, you have been refused service for the rest of your damn life.
3 tooled-up thugs launched a violent attack on Stoke-on-Trent bin men after...
Yeah.
Shit, a plane just fucking crashed.
Explaining that you
Oh, I haven't seen this video.
Oh shit. Oh shit, a plane just fucking crashed.
Y'all, this is just...
Oh shit.
There are so many of these videos from last night that are coming out. It just amazes me.
It's going 30.
You just mentioned I was going 30.
No, it's a 30-mile-an-hour road.
Police officers have found a lie about a man exceeding the speed limit and harassing him without justifiable reason. This is actually not just in the United States. It happened all over the world because you have power-hungry individuals that like lording over their power instead of serving the public. Heidi says, during minute 23, they also don't teach Native history properly. 1942 through 1945, AK natives were in the internment camps as late as the 70s, boarding schools and foster care. Yes, exactly. Yes. I mean, I've read and seen a lot of information. About that. That is the reason why native languages in this country are nearly extinct, because they were literally beaten if they spoke it, even to each other. And see, I get frustrated when people talk different languages in front of me, but that's also the reason why when I was in high school, I went and learned Klingon so me and my buddies could talk Klingon and piss everybody off. The ironic part was that I actually can speak Spanish to a certain extent. So when they were trying to insult me, I would know it.
Road, and you was going faster than 30 mile an hour. That's why we have stopped you.
Can you explain to me what speed I was going?
But then I can't explain to you
Why
what
not?
speed you was going.
Then why have you stopped me?
Because you was going over the 30 mile an
Then
hour
tell
speed.
me what speed I was going.
But then
Tell me what speed I
I
was
can't
going.
until we download the footage from the car.
Then download the footage and then
Right.
because I'm
We
not
could
being
do all of that
I'm not being
twice
prosecuted.
after
No,
I've
I'm not
done
getting
it.
prosecuted.
Right, listen,
for
at this point
something.
in time, I'm asking for your driving license and insurance, so I can check to make sure that you're registered and insured to be driving this car, and that you've got a driving license.
That's
right?
right.
Then I'll go through all the stuff about sending you to court for your driving.
They can't prove that we were speeding.
How dare.
Can they show us like it was our car that was speeding?
They can't. They're just sitting. Going to court.
Yeah, this type of stuff, you know, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with y'all. Don't argue with the cop on the side of the road. Just take it to court. Because 90% of the time it will get thrown out because the cop will not show up to court. That's just a fact. They are far too busy to actually go to court for traffic violations. And a lot of the times, they'll just waste public resources to do this. You know, it is sad.
To my fucking car? I know you.
Guy freaks out a UPS driver in the middle of traffic. All right, forgive the language, not my responsibility. Y'all adults. You see the banner at the bottom. There we go.
Fucking crash into my fucking car? I know you're taping me. I know you're taping me. You fucking bitch. Why don't you get out of the car? Get out of the car.
Get out of the car.
Let's go, tough guy. You being tough because I'm wearing this uniform. Smash it. You being tough because I'm wearing this uniform, right? Being tough? I'm pretty sure if I wasn't wearing this uniform, you wouldn't be doing the same thing. No. You almost hit my car. Whatever, okay. All right, whatever. Okay, watch your fucking car and you watch other people's property. Has nothing to do with the uniform. Got plenty of friends at UPS. Paul, Vinny, nice guys. Good job.
Paul, Vinny. Come on, y'all. Yay, Heidi's live. I mean, this had to happen in Boston. Maybe Jersey.
Mexican right here. You don't even speak fucking English, bro.
Oh, here's the video of this kid that got arrested.
A big old Mexican right here. You don't even speak.
I do not advocate for this because guess what?
What's wrong with you? They coming. Yeah, for me.
This is how you get yourself put in jail.
Ah, that's me. You got caught, bro. Where you from?
Look at this little kid.
You from Mexico? You're going back.
What the fuck? Is this dude what?
To Mexico.
Is he even 15? Holy crap.
No.
His parents need to beat his ass.
Bro. You have not a license. You have no license.
So here's something very interesting about this so far. He's not recording. It's the guys in the car that are recording. So he's not trying to do it for clout. He's not trying to do it for any other reason, just to be a jackass. This is absolutely insane. That makes zero sense. I mean, why would you be such an asshole? If you think they're illegal, simply call up ICE and report it. Get the driver, get the license plate number. You know, and that's one of the problems that Trump's administration will run into, is that there are so many inside the United States now, legal and illegal, and not just from Mexico. You have to guys remember, we've been taking illegal alien immigrants from nearly every country on the planet. I mean, there's 18,000 illegal Indians that are going back to India. Oh my, Heidi. You should put those stories in a book. I guarantee it's going to be a bestseller. If you know them, put them in a book. Don't let history forget them. One of my favorite pastimes when I was a young man in my teens was just going to the coffee shop with my stepdad, and him and his buddies would sit there and drink coffee. I'd just go find somebody else and go listen to their stories. You know, anybody over the age of 60 at that time, they told the best fucking stories. What is this? What is this? Yeah. Chair throwing should be an Olympic sport. Oh, yoink that son of a bitch.
Stop making the fuck.
Fire extinguisher through the face. That'll do it. What do we got?
Bastard, leave me alone. I'm telling you all the time. You always make
Fucking music. Turn the
fucking alone. You all the time. You fucking is my house.
Fuck off. Turn the fucking music
all
down.
the fucking time.
Fucking
Go
asshole.
away. Go away.
Fucking shit.
You big boy. You scaring me. I call the
Fuck
police.
you.
1 minute. You man. You wait there, man.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
So you doing to me?
Lord knows, I hope he closed his eyes for that. That stuff will make your eyes just puff up and oof, it's not good. In case anybody didn't see this, if you're a fan of MMA and the UFC, Dana White wants Bryce Mitchell banned from fighting. Check this out.
Shit out of the way first here. I'm out here have fun doing Power Slap tonight, and I'm sure you guys heard what Bryce Mitchell said. If you haven't, he said some probably. I've heard a lot of dumb, ignorant shit in my day, but this one's probably the worst. When you talk about Hitler, he was responsible for the death of 6 million Jews, and he tried to completely eliminate a race of people. World War II was the deadliest war in history. 15 million military deaths, 45 million civilians, and 25 million soldiers were killed in World War II. Second of all, Hitler was one of the most disgusting and evil human beings to ever walk the face of the earth, and anyone that even tries to take an opposing position is a moron. That's the problem with the internet.
Let me pause it there. So, yeah, he's dead right. That is the problem with the internet, and that's actually one of the problems I have with, and I hate saying this, but I have a problem with that, with free speech, is you have people that glorify actions such as what Adolf did. I have intimate knowledge about that scenario because I have a family member who was in Hitler's, he was his right-hand man, let's just put it that way. And he was a butcher. The family knowledge passed down through the years about what that man did to people is absolutely sickening. People that never did a thing to him other than being a different religion and a different eye and hair color. The irony is, if you actually looked at the top Reich that Hitler appointed, very few of them were blonde-haired and blue-eyed. Hitler himself damn sure wasn't. And frankly, neither was my relative. So their whole thing about the master race was flawed from its beginnings, and it was sad to even listen to throughout history because they were ignorant pieces of shit. To try to commit genocide on an entire culture, an entire group of people, based on certain things about their look and their religion. You know, when I was in college, I had a professor, my history professor, Mr. Mackelberg. Anybody want to guess what religion he was? First day of class. Here's a quick story for you guys. First day of class. He comes in. Starts roll call. Just to get, oriented with the class and everybody that was in it. He calls me by my last name in German. And he salutes me. This man's never met me before. I've never done a thing to him. And he would do that repeatedly just because of my last name. For 3 weeks straight until I went to the dean of students. And I complained. And I had an audio recording of him doing it. Needless to say, I was transferred to a different history class. He was reprimanded, but every time I saw him on campus, he would give me a dirty look, like I was some part of that evil. So, in a sense, I know what it's like to be discriminated against. I know what that feels like to be judged by what a long-distant relative did in history. And I don't want anybody to actually feel that way. That type of stuff, it needs to go away because, yes, I advocate for learning history and learning the past, everybody. But I will tell you this, and I will tell you this very frankly. We need to move on. Learn from those mistakes, but move on. Because we will never get anywhere as a society as long as you have a fair chunk of, the people that keep rambling on about shit from 100 years ago, 200 years ago. I'd even met people that blame Americans for what happened in the Balkan Islands. What the fuck?
And social media. You provide a platform for a lot of dumb, ignorant people. We've obviously reached out to Bryce, and when we read what he said and let him know how we feel about it, I don't even, we're beyond disgusted. So, for those of you that don't know what's going on, good, you're lucky. For those of you that do, that's what I have to say about it. Who's got the first question?
Hey, Dana.
Hey.
It's obviously not a fun topic to talk about the Bryce stuff. I think that's a great statement that you just gave. Does Bryce Mitchell face a punishment from the UFC for saying what he said?
That's what everybody wants to hear about punishments. Free speech. I don't have to love it. You don't have to love it.
I agree with that, the free speech sentiment. Is there a concern, though, right, if he goes out and wins a fight and gets a mic?
Well, that's the beautiful thing about this business. For all of you that hate Bryce Mitchell, you get to see him hopefully get his ass whooped.
I mean, yeah. I'm going to just say this, don't be an asshole. Don't be a cuck. Try to be kind to people, because in most circumstances, you will get kindness in return.
She trying to.
Oh, there. Okay.
All right. Let's just stop sharing there for a bit. There's a couple things I want to talk about here before we do anything else, everybody. As some of you have seen my new video, there's going to be a change to my content as a whole. And that change is going to be revolving around creating a homestead no matter where you live. Urban areas, rural areas. I grew up on a farm and I rode cattle the old school cowboy way on ranches and feedlots my entire youth. I had a lot of knowledge to pass down And, you know, as I said in the video, no matter how good things get, let me put myself back on video. No matter how good things get, say for, just for talk's sake, that everything Trump says is going to happen. The American people are going to be wealthy again. We're going to be strong. We're going to be prosperous, and we're going to be safe. It's never enough. The government is far too involved in our own personal lives. They allow corporate businesses to be far too involved in what we eat, what we drink, our healthcare products, and so forth. So I'm starting back doing something this year that we did in my household for years. And I'd like to share that process and teach everybody a few things, like canning. There are multiple ways to can these days. And, getting away from processed foods has already helped me so much. Yeah, I still eat some processed foods, but not much. Almost everything that I eat, and at least on a protein level, is beef or chicken. And, it's not breaded. It doesn't have any additives. It's, it's good. He says, I have intimate knowledge of the rise of Adolf. I'm not going to say his name because he's a dick. Your Opa is first-gen U.S. citizen. Him and Grossoma went back to Germany when he was 4, left when he was 10. His uncle was SS and beat him if he spoke English. Yeah. We didn't have that problem in my family, but the stories that were told. The individual I was referring to as a relative is a great, great, great cousin, 3 times removed. Still has my family's blood, but he was also disowned from the family. Fun, interesting fact. There was a number of years ago that I was contacted by relatives in Germany and asked if I would take over the family castle. Yeah, we actually still had a castle. It's not really a castle. And if you guys wanted to, you could figure out, if you did a little digging, what my last name is. It's everywhere. And what the German, version of it is. And then go figure out who that relative was. It was used as one of Adolf's bases for the longest period. It's not really a castle. It's a big ass manor house. But just because those relatives were, aging and they were getting ready to pass away. And when they did pass away, I was recontacted, asked if I would take over the estate. And I said no, because I had found out that there were about 1.5 million in US dollars in taxes that were owed back to Germany. And it needed so much money to restore it. I was like, no, it would have been cool. I would have, I can't, it's still there and I can still go visit it. But myself and a bunch of other relatives that were still living, we signed it over to the German government. Here you go, have it. Not our problem. Besides, it's a interesting history piece, but it's not someplace where I would want to say I own it, right? But just the fact that at one point I could have owned a castle in Germany. It's considered a castle. It has parapets and ramparts and all that good shit, but it's very short. It's only like 3 stories tall. Yeah, more like a chateau. A very, very large chateau. So, there's cool stuff and then there's not so cool stuff. But the what I was talking about with the homesteading thing is I want to teach people how to live without the grocery store. Oh, Heidi, that's just giving it away. If I tell you exactly where it is, then you'll know everything. Oh, hell, I'll tell you. Mottendorf. You can figure it out from there. Speaking of coffee, my 17-year-old Mr. Coffee, almost 18 years old, is what I actually figured it out. Heidi automatically knows who it is, and yep, you've probably been there. Let me get that off screen there. But my Mr. Coffee died, so I'm in need of a new coffee maker. And so I remembered that I have my old stovetop percolator. So I've been making coffee for 2 days in my old stovetop percolator. Guess what? It tastes better. Takes a lot longer, but it tastes better. But I do need a new coffee maker, so I will be grifting for that. As well as you see at the top of the screen, I'm still grifting to buy a treadmill because my fat ass needs one. I need to get up, keep moving around. The problem is I need low impact walking. And that does not mean traveling on concrete. Yeah, so I love my poor coffee maker. Yeah, as a matter of fact, Heidi, it is my camp percolator. The blue speckled percolator. And I love the damn thing. And it was like, you know what? I don't necessarily need a new coffee maker. I want one. Just for convenience. But I have been considering this idea of throwing knowledge back about how to homestead for the longest time. And I wanted to bring some pictures up here to show you guys. Let's move this over here. Grab this folder right here. And back up. Is it on V? I think it's on the V drive. There we go. Let's just share that entire display. And share. So this is the start of what we did. We started off with, when we moved here, we didn't do a lot with the lot for a while. We did a couple gardens and it wasn't anything big, stuff like that. But then we decided we wanted to eat healthier. So we converted our entire front yard into a garden. And then I wanted to do aquaponics. And this is part of that trip. And it's not going to the next picture automatically, which is lovely. Let's go to view extra large icons. Now, this was like a $200 10 by 20 greenhouse, and it's still in the backyard, as you guys can see in the video. And it has gone through multiple different coverings. This cheap little green covering lasted not even a year, but I didn't care. My son and my daughter helped me build it. There's my little Tessa and her dog, Alice. But getting back to this, and then we built a chicken coop. This is when the girls were, aged quite a bit. I remember this date pretty easily. We had a bad snowstorm. It just tore the hell out of that tarp that we put up there. And I was working on stuff the night before, and it wasn't supposed to get any snow. So that's why there's tools left out. But let's go in way, this is the second year of the greenhouse. No, third year of the greenhouse. We grew everything in there: tomatoes, lettuce, peppers, all year long. It was a double inflated covering, so it insulated, trapped the heat in. And I'm going to rebuild this. Well, and you know what? Kale, by the way. And there's strawberries, peppers. And that's when the tomatoes took over. But, we had fish in the tank. My son actually dug that out. It was about 6 feet deep total. Lined it with tarps, and we should have used pond liner, but we didn't. Black plastic and tarps. But it worked out pretty well. But it's things like this. I have knowledge that I would absolutely love to give out. By the way, folks, these are some of the signs. Tomatoes belong outside, not in the greenhouse. Actually, those tomatoes I wanted in the greenhouse because they were a crossbreed, and I didn't want them intermingling with everything else outside. They were a crossbreed of a cherry tomato and a walnut. They're very interesting. But, this type of stuff here, this is what inspired me years ago. Well, yeah, I actually did a whole homesteading series on YouTube. And it didn't get any views because at that time I wasn't trying to do it for views. I just wanted to document it. The funny thing is I can't find the damn videos. But, you used to actually get certificates like this: registered war garden during WW2 and WW1. Food was short. Sow the seeds of victory. Plant and raise your own vegetables. And as a matter of fact, I also have another one that says, get chickens, get your own hogs. What's stopping me from doing all this? Well, nothing, except for a bit of money. In order to clean up the yard, I have to hire a dumpster. And one of those big 16-yard dumpsters. Yeah, I have them framed. I love those old graphics. But, and then I need to wait for my buddy to bring over the tractor that he shares with me every year. He just rebuilt the whole damn thing. Little John Deere 400 with a front end loader and a couple of attachments. He'll bring that over in about a month. But in the meantime, I need the dumpster so that we can throw all the crap that's in my backyard away and start with a clean slate. Because we're going to be rebuilding the greenhouse. We're going to be building a new chicken coop because the one I currently have, my 2 chickens that we have are, yeah, it's bad. I need to fix my shed. So I have places to store things outside and lengthen it by 12 feet because it's only 8 by 8 right now. So there's going to be some lumber cost involved, and I'm waiting. We're going to be using part of our tax return to do some of this to get it started. And I got to buy some cameras and stuff like that, because one of the things that's going to happen is the chickens and the greenhouse will be live streamed 24 hours a day. So anybody can go in and you see what's going on. Because there's going to be some fun things. We're not going to be doing aquaponics in the greenhouse, but we're going to be doing raised beds. Because of my back, I can't bend over very well, and I hate weeding. So, and I need a weed burn because we have some not native weeds in our backyard that came from the lake, and they refuse to die. But we will be doing that. The stuff we can do inside, teaching people how to can, teaching people how to salt beef, how to put up eggs for long-term storage. And, I know how to do all of that. I don't have to look it up. I know how to do it, but I can show you where to find it. One of my favorite books of all time is this one right here. And if you can find a copy of this, you're very, very lucky to get this copy of this issue of the book. Reader's Digest, Back to Basics, How to Learn and Enjoy Traditional American Skills. This copy was given to me years and years ago, and I treasured it because it has so much information, stuff that even my grandparents didn't teach me. It's got plans on how to do everything. Yeah, the noxious weeds issue. We had these, I don't even know which weeds they are. But it came back on the tires of the trailer and the pickup one year when we went to the lake and parked everything back in the backyard, the camper and the boat, and they never left. So I'm going to get a weed burner and I'm going to burn the entire backyard down to dirt. And then we're going to till it under and burn it again to make sure they stay dead. Because that is the only way to get rid of them permanently, especially the goat head stickers in our area. Goat heads are awful. Dear Frank, YouTube got you again. Well, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. But let me actually grab something here. See. Do I even have it in this room? Yes, I do. Oh, yeah. Okay. Maybe not. Yeah, here we go. Let's bring these out. Oh. And the book I have on screen is not in this room. It's actually in another room in the house. But let's stop sharing that. Start video. One of my other favorites is this. A Doctor's Book of Home Remedies. And there are thousands and thousands and thousands of home remedies. And they work. This is old school medicine before drugs were invented. And this is the God Book. The Ball Guide, complete book of home preserving. This is the God Book right here. And you guys, if you've known me for a while, you know that I'm a tinkerer and I like fixing things. This one right here, how to fix damn near everything. The Pearson book, and it has pictures, and It's a little out of date, but if you can find yourself a 1970s car, well, it'll teach you how to fix all of them. You know, if you need to fix your amplifier, you can fix that. It's got electrical schematics. You can fix your faucets, your plumbing. You can fix torn wallpaper. Shows you how to do that. How to fix all small engines. I mean, this is something that's not taught, even in, school systems today, in shop class. What type of hammer goes for what? Sir Frank Otter says, PayPal, just be careful. What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, senor? Oh, I have dozens of those types of books, Heidi. I love every one of them because ironically enough, I actually have a manual on how to repair a nuclear generator. Check it. Give me a second. Give me a second. Actually, I haven't signed into my PayPal account forever, so. It says it needs to send me a code. All right. I'm in. Well, those types of, books are invaluable. Brother, thank you so much. Sir Frank Otter, let me change that. Let me change this. Let me change this. Let me change this. You are a fucking legend. Oh my gosh. All right. Let me see here. Let me see. 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 Uh, no, I just want to go here. Stop it. The one thing about Streamlabs is you actually have to have multiple windows open for their stuff. But I mean, it's good, but it's also bad. Oh, you didn't send it through. You just sent it straight to PayPal. Okay. Gold? Tip gold. There we go. Tip gold. It won't. Oh, why is it? No, something's busted here. We just do it this way. Starting off the month correctly. There we go. Let me copy this. Close. And all right. All right. There we go. How about that? Thank you so much, Sir Frank Otter. I appreciate you, my friend. You are awesome. Look at you. Well, don't worry. I'm not doxing nobody. Ain't damn fun. But yeah, I hope everybody's going to enjoy that series. And I've got some other stuff in the works as well. You know, like the how-to series that I've started with, OBS and, using AI to do things. So there's a lot of things that are in the works because I need to get out of this office. I need to be outside and, touch sunlight. It's just the way it is. And as it warms up, I'm actually going to be able to do that more and more. So I'm like, well, if I'm going to be out there anyway, let's record it and, see if we can't make something interesting happen. If you guys haven't seen the video, let me snag it here. Where the hell? I wonder if I can get copy struck from playing my own video. I've heard of people doing that. Well, I just had to put it in there to give you recognition, my friend. You deserve recognition for that. So it's a pretty short video. Just going through and letting everybody know what's going on. So let's share this right here. And I'm just going to go in the background for a minute. I'm going to play you guys this while I go do something real quick.
Well, hello everybody. So as you can see, we're not in the stream room. That's because
why is it lighting?
There's a few things changing about my content. As much as I love video games and bitching about politics and everything else, I've decided that I needed to make more meaningful stuff, So we're in my backyard. And to say that my backyard is a disaster is, I don't know what that was, is an understatement. But at one point in time, and I'll throw some pictures here, this was a urban homesteader's dream. We had chickens, greenhouse, gardens, all sorts of good stuff. And that's what we're going to do again. But it's going to take a lot of effort. This is a long-term content creation idea. And it's going to take some help. I'm going to be recruiting some people as well as my children to help me out here. But should I show you guys what this looks like? Hold on. Nah, not yet. It's horrible. It's bad. Well, here, I'll let you see over my shoulder. Yeah. There's, when my health went bad, everybody in the house stopped taking care of this back here, and it became well, frankly, a trash dump. And of course, you can still see that the house is still messed up. But we'll get to that as well. That's part of the project. But we're going to redo the greenhouse, redo the gardens, rebuild a new chicken coop. Because no matter how good times might end up becoming, as our good President Trump says, it's never good enough. Because we need to start taking care of our own and showing people like yourselves the way to survive without a grocery store. That's going to be a fun one. A lot of people can't do it anymore. I still remember how. It's what I was raised on. So I'm hoping that y'all will stick around for me, pass the word around, because we'll be doing some stuff in the office, in the stream room, going through plans and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, that's going to be one of the first videos, is planning, because you need to plan. Then after that, as the weather is continuously getting better, we'll be coming out here, picking up day by day, because, you know, I'm old and I'm broken, disabled. So it's going to take me a bit to do all this, even with help, especially since, well, I'm broke. But we will make headway. And I just want to show people that no matter what position you think you're in, you can do it. Stupid camera. Stupid camera. That said, Chapman's out of here. See you next one. So, what did you guys think? You know, I know I've heard from Heidi that she thinks it's a great idea, and, you know, we have some of the most beautiful sunsets. You know, even sitting here in town, you know, I'm one street away from rural. I know that you're all in, wifey. You know, anything to get our food bill down and put more healthy material in my belly and my family's bellies, I'm down for. You know, I've got a good friend that raises meat rabbits and show rabbits, and I've already talked to him. He's, you know, offered to you know, let me do some rabbits if I want to. And those would just be for meat, and, well, frankly, meat and pelts, because we know how to do that too. If anybody has never brained a pelt, well, I can show you how. And make it into something cool, like a pair of gloves or whatever. So I have a good friend of mine, Heidi, and oh crap, I can't bring him up right now. Let me tell you guys a quick story. I got so tired of my oldest son's rambling about how much he hates Trump that I actually deactivated my primary Facebook account. So I can't even get to it at the moment unless I log in. And I don't really want to do that. But I don't think my buddy actually is on my other account's friends list. But that's what he does. He sells heirloom seeds, and they are very good seeds. And, you know, we'll be getting some garlic bulbs and onion, you know, sets. And funny enough, in this dry, sandy soil that we have out here, potatoes are one of the hardest things to grow.
We've tried multiple years to grow potatoes and they just don't grow. I think we got like half of a 5-gallon bucket out of like 6 50-foot rows one year. It was horrible. So I need to actually do some research, find out what's going on with my soil that potatoes don't like it. But there's a lot of things that are, easy to do. You have clay where you're at? Yeah, well, container gardening's the way then. Clay is horrible for gardening. It really is, especially when it gets dry. If it stays wet, it's okay to garden in, but you need a lot of more, you have to put a lot of organics in it. But the lessons that I want to impart on everybody is simple things, using containers to garden, and strange containers too. I have a dozen or so of the big salt lick containers, Vitamix ones. They're like 40-gallon, 50-gallon containers. I will gladly take tips for potatoes because I love potatoes. Our soil sucks, but we have farmers out here that just grow them all the time, and they go, "Well, just put it in the ground; it'll grow." No, it doesn't. Not for my house, not for my land. You have to rototill the whole backyard and reseed in the spring. We're the same thing in the front and backyard. That's one of the reasons my buddy's bringing his tractor over because we're going to tear up the front yard again, and I'm going to seed it. And the only thing we're going to be putting in the front yard is containers and above ground gardens. That way I don't have to bend over because it hurts a lot. Bobby says, "Yay, Shader's compiling." What are you doing, Bobby? What are you doing? See, I'm one of those individuals when it comes to content. I literally just can't stay with one thing because there's so many things that I love and I enjoy. I mean, if I had the money, you guys would be see me building stock cars and dragsters, but I don't have that kind of money. I don't have any money for that at all. I mean, hell, the Jeep sitting out front I've had parts for it for a year and a half now, and it's still not put back together. It drives, but it doesn't drive well. So that's another thing on the project list. We might actually make a video of that. Why Chrysler Jeep is a bunch of fucking morons and don't know chemical composition of anything. But there's so many things that I want to impart, and will it help the channel grow? I don't know. I mean, just look at us today. We've got, what, 4 people over on YouTube, 5 people at most. I think we've had a max of 7, a max of, I think, like 13 total of all platforms. And I don't really care. I love talking to you guys and, just BSing and catching up with the news and do all that because, it helps my psyche. Just to know that there are people out there that I can converse with that won't fucking call me a dickhead or an asshole or insensitive racist or any bullshit like that. I just want to impart the knowledge that I have because let's be frank, today's kids don't really want to know this stuff, but they're going to need to know it. Because before good times can happen, hard times have to happen. And I don't think that we've actually entered hard times yet. We have gone through nothing like what our great grandparents went through. I have read and heard stories from the elderly about the Great Depression and, even through the 70s of the Dust Bowl. Those are hard times. Those times are what make men men and what make women women. The people that survive that. It's one of those things where you just go, you got to do it. Sir Frank Eider says 12-inch deep hole, add mulch, and then seed, fill halfway with the plant makes it above the soil. Yep. See, that's kind of what we were doing, but it didn't work, and I'm not sure why. Heidi says, yeah, FCA is crap, and I have an uphill battle with them regarding my deed in the water. 14 Cherokee PCM finally died after 7 years of the same issues intermittently. Yeah. Don't buy anything new from Chrysler, Jeep, that whole brand. Everything they sell is absolute shit. I actually got to talk to somebody that bought one of the brand new Wagoneers. Brand new. And it's been in the shop repeatedly. Warranty issue after warranty issue after warranty issue. I might not have enough mulch because they are, yeah, that may be it. I don't know. But we'll try it again this year. If it's one of the reasons that my wife, she wants her 79 Wagoneer back that she drove when we first met. So I have been on the hunt for one of those forever, and I will find one eventually. And then I will rebuild it and make it better than ever. For anybody that doesn't know, a 79 Jeep Wagoneer, its actual seating capacity and interior space capacity is larger than a Humvee. They're awesome vehicles. But we've been going for 2 hours here, and I've kind of just run out of things to talk about at this point. I wanted to go over the news today and then go over what the plans for the channel are, and I hope everybody is going to enjoy it. And I may need some help, with research or possibly sourcing things. You're not buying it, but sourcing it. Because one of the things I want to get my hands on is old cast iron kitchen utensils, like a cast iron grinder, cast iron, cast iron meat grinder and a grain grinder. Frank says, the only issue I've had with my VW is that damn timing belt. They always have all VWs have timing belt issues. And I don't know. It's same thing with fucking Subarus. Yeah, Heidi, I know. They're expensive. I'm trying to find one, like a barn find that I can get cheap, for like a couple grand. 77 through 70, well, actually 77 through 82 would be actually ideal. The older, the better, because less electronics. That's the funny thing about coming from me is, I worked on computers my entire adult life and throughout my youth, but I hate computerized vehicles. Subis are normally the water pump. Yeah. Or the 90 Subarus had a timing belt issue. After 60,000 miles, it had to be replaced. My mom and my stepdad used to go through those things like mad. It's like we always had an extra Subaru laying around and an extra Subaru engine that we could just toss in the damn thing. Because we never took anything to a mechanic ever. because we fixed everything ourselves. And then when my stepdad got his little Toyota pickup after he stopped driving his big Ford that he and I built, he bought a Toyota pickup that was lifted and had the B2000 in it. And we pulled that engine out and built the living snot out of it before, you know, building ricers was actually a thing. That thing just hauled serious ass, had 35s underneath it, big old swampers. Yeah, you know, it's the brands, you know, some of the brands are just lost their way. And they release these vehicles, Cherokee. Yeah, the Jeep Cherokees suck. That's what we have. We have a Jeep Cherokee Laredo, and it would be a decent vehicle if I replaced everything with steel or aluminum struts and got rid of all the magnesium that's on the bottom of that vehicle. Which, ironically enough, they do make aftermarkets of, you know, but they're expensive. You know, if it wasn't for the hailstorm that hit that thing last May, I was actually considering just completely rebuilding that thing for my wife. But the body is so fucked up now; it's not even worth it. Oh. Oh. Keep going off camera and forgetting to turn the fucking camera back on. Sorry, guys. But we will be doing stuff with the 3D printers as well. I actually have some very unique designs on how to do things with 3D printed things that people haven't thought of when it comes to homesteading. So, you know, the fact of the matter is plastic lasts a lot longer than wood in a lot of circumstances. So just think about that for a moment. Steel lasts a lot longer than anything, but steel is also expensive. Plastic is cheap. So there's a lot of things that I'll be designing, and you know, we'll have design streams where, you know, I'll come up with an idea and we'll actually just design the damn thing in Fusion 360 live on air and then print it. And throughout the process, I'm actually going to be looking for some sponsors as well. But I got to get my numbers up because on YouTube, sponsors look for people that are already monetized. Whether it's 500 or 1,000, the monetization needs to be there. So, am I going to make some seedling trays from PLA? Stand by. You mean these? Self-watering seedling trays. I've already made them. And I've actually changed this design so it's easier to print. Each one of the trays is individually removable. It's perforated on the bottom. And there is a water storage system in here. And for starting, it acts as a greenhouse. Voila. Two of those printed so far, and we're going to be printing some more just as soon as I get some more filament. And I'm going to actually make those out of PETG. That way they can handle direct sunlight a little bit better because PLA doesn't do too well in the sun when it gets hot. I actually have a 24 flat design. I just don't have a printer big enough to actually make it. Bobby says, I'll be back. Some people are too much of a pain in the ass to hook up with the What game are you playing? You still haven't answered me, you son of a bitch. Another thing you can capitalize monetarily, if I get a big enough printer. A 24 by 24 would take a 400 millimeter printer to do that. Oh boy. Minimum. And that's if you glued it together somehow. If you wanted to do it right, I would need something like in the range of the Orange Storm Giga. Let me show you guys what that damn thing looks like. And this thing is not small. Have I ever thought of making my own printer? Yeah, many times. I have everything that I need to actually build one. I just don't have the parts. And I could actually make something this size, but that costs money. This thing is huge. That's how huge it is. Oh, stop it. And I would love for Elgu to actually sponsor me for some of these projects. They have sponsored so many creators out there with these Orange Storm Gigas and Filament to show these things off. And it's like, nobody's doing anything that's worthwhile with them. I want to do things that will actually benefit people. You know, the build size on this is literally almost 4 feet. It is absolutely monstrous. And then you can get them in dual print head or quad print heads, you know, for multicolor printing. You know, these things are massive. I mean, their spool holder holds 5 kilogram spools. They're huge. The other problem is where in the hell do I put something that big? I'd actually literally have to clean out part of this room to do it. Because they are monstrous. Look at that price tag. That's a big price tag, guys. Very big. You know, the Neptune 4 Plus or the Neptune 4 Max, those are still pretty decent. They're 320 by 320 by 385. But for, you know, the larger things, I'd have to glue things together, or, you know, cement them somehow. And that's not a bad idea. But, you know, I'm more into mechanical things that can benefit people's lives. You know, the trinkets and stuff. Yeah, I've got a bunch of those laying around here. You know, oh look, I got a benchy. You know, a little benchy. But I would rather build, design, and print things. Yeah, I mean, pretty much, Heidi. It's just a huge CNC for plastic. Is all it is. It's an extrude, you know, it's additive manufacturing instead of, you know, removal. You know, but yeah, this guy right here, it is a beast. Look at that. That's 1,000 millimeter box height, print height. It's 800 by 800 by 1,000. That thing is monster. I mean, you guys see this video? These guys right here. Look at this. They printed that big ass skull on this thing. It's huge. I love printing skulls. But there's a comparison. There's the Neptune 4, which is basically the same size as, you know, these printers I got behind me. And then you have the 4 Plus, the 4 Max, and then, oh my God, it's fucking huge. So the only way I will ever be able to afford something this size is basically through grifting or a sponsorship. I'd have to raise money for it because I can't afford that in any format. That's a very, very, very large price tag. The irony is, so a lot of the creators that are on YouTube that have gotten these things sponsored to them, they print the smallest things. They will print this Benchy, this little guy right here, on that monster printer. Tell me how that makes sense. I mean, I would build a 16th scale USS Enterprise. Both of them, the boat and the starship. They would be as big as this room, but for real, I would actually, design planters, usable things, or corner posts. One of my biggest beefs in any garden is the damn corner posts to everything. I always hit them, and you get wood. If it's a wooden post, you get splinters in you or whatever. How about a corner post protector? Yeah, extrusion manufacturing, like Lexan or something like that, probably works way better. But if I had one of these, I could do it whenever I needed, and I wouldn't have to order it from Home Depot. I actually know a guy that's actually using one of these Armstrong Gigas to create Lexan, semi-clear, window panels out of ABS. So Heidi, it is. I mean, a lot of the people that have the old school equipment, a lot of this stuff is going to the junkyard for scrap iron price. I would love to have a shop, a huge shop filled with wood and metalworking gear straight out of the 1940s and 50s, made out of cast iron. This shit never wears out. You replace a belt here, you replace the motor there, you replace a stator. That's all you do. The actual tool itself never dies. It's not like today, where you go buy a Black & Decker, saw, and half a day later, the fucking thing's dead. Even the good brands, they wear out fairly quickly compared to, what we used to have. And yeah, the old stuff did weigh tons, literally, but it was worth it. I have a friend who has a table saw that literally weighs 7,000 pounds. It weighs as much as a full-size pickup. And that thing has been passed down through his family since the late 40s, when his great-grandfather had a cabinetry shop. And that's their primary saw, because it's dead accurate and has never failed. But, and I want to be able to modernize homesteading to the point where anybody with a basic 3D printer can print a lot of the stuff I'm going to design. So, I mean, it's stuff that I enjoy, and I'm hoping other people will enjoy it too, because listen, here's the thing. Playing games isn't fun for me anymore. My hands don't work as well as they used to. So I have to move on to doing stuff that I can do, that I enjoy. And if I'm going to film it, put it on YouTube for entertainment or educational purpose, this is the route I'm going. You know, I enjoy talking about the news. I enjoy bitching about politics, but not everybody enjoys that. Just about everybody enjoys a good how-to video, though, or watching something coming to fruition. Now, so we're going to start this project, and it's going to take a long time. It may never be, the series of it may never end. But the goal is by the time my wife and I are ready to sell this house, one, the house will be ready inside and outside, and there'll be something for somebody to move into that is self-sufficient. You know, fruit trees out back, the garden, the greenhouse, all of it functional and working. Ironically, there is one thing that I'm still trying to find. The hailstorm last May did damage to my riding mower. And now I need to buy a new seat and the cowling. XT-47. No. Oh, well, we can figure that one out later. But for some reason, they want $700 for a fiberglass cowling for my riding mower. $700. But on the Orange Storm Giga, I could print one. It's big enough in one piece. I did the measurements. But you know what? That said, y'all, I'm going to take off and we're going to go do this. We're going to start, you know, getting some things cleaned up, and I'll be sure to take the camera out there with me and photograph before and after stuff, because it's 52 degrees here in Colorado at 11 a.m. Yeah, 52 degrees. And February 1st, sorry. It's warm. It's warm in this room, really warm. So I'm going to go get my ass up and go start on this journey. So hopefully you guys will hang out. There'll be some shorts uploaded, progress shorts. That's how I'm going to do the day-by-day progresses through shorts. And then the weekly videos, they're going to be 2, hopefully a week, Tuesdays and Fridays. Give me a couple of days of editing and content capture. Yeah, I know it's supposed to get cold on Monday, but I'm going to do what I can until then. Guys, thank you guys so much. Have a great afternoon. Love you all. Piece of chicken grease. The captain is out.